Well, state lawmakers are calling to adjust or change Utah's existing clergy law.
As several bills are making their way through the Utah legislature now that would allow clergy to report abuse even if it was made during confession. For the full story, we go live to ABC4's Jonathan May at the state capitol tonight with more. Jonathan.
That's right. Here in Utah, religious leaders are not allowed to report to law enforcement a person's confession unless that person confessing gives them permission to do so. But HB 432, sponsored by Representative Anthony Lubay, would change that. The proposed bill would allow clergy to report ongoing child abuse or neglect, even if the person in confession does not give consent for them to report it. Lawmakers in the past have said the current law needs to change.
Is it really something we should keep confidential when we know a child's being sexually abused by an adult? And that's the question I pose for the public.
HB 432 would mean clergy no longer need to worry about lawsuits coming from the person confessing the crime. But at the same time, clergy will not become mandatory reporters. Representative Brian King is sponsoring a similar bill, HB 131, clarifying that clergy members may report suspected child abuse or neglect, even though they are not mandated to, allowing clergy to keep practicing their faith, since in the Catholic Church, their code of canon law forbids priests from divulging information received in confession, as the penalty for a priest breaking the seal of confession is excommunication. Another representative in the past told us there needs to be laws allowing clergy members to report certain cases or confessions.
I don't think the law wants to interfere with religious practices when they're not rising to the level of criminality. And by the same token, I don't think the church wants to defend perpetrators when it rises to the level of criminality. So that's where we have to define it.
This week in Pennsylvania, a Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints stake president, Rhett Hinsey, faces a felony charge after failing to report child sexual assault allegations against another local church leader. In Pennsylvania, Hinsey's church leadership role made him a mandated reporter under the state Child Protective Services law.
There's a whole host of positions responsible for the care of individuals, namely children, that are mandated by law to report allegations of child abuse that they become aware of. And Mr. Hinsey failed to do that.
While Hinsey could face up to 7 years in prison if same events happened in Utah, he would not be facing any legal punishment at all. What's also worth noting that if someone in clergy hears someone reporting abuse outside the seal of confession, then they are required to report it. Live at the state capitol, Jonathan May, ABC4 News.